Alright guys, it's LSP. It's currently the 30th of January 2019. The time is 3:06 PM GMT time. Just a quick one, guys. I'll just go over mainly the dollar, really. Marked off the levels, obviously, during the look ahead video, saying that we're stuck between two fractals. This is the green area here. But we are slowly, we've found some support down here at the 95.35 level. And again, just rounding off. And we're slowly starting to grind our way up to the 95.75 level. Okay, and I said at the beginning of the week that I want to see 95, or let's just call it the 96 big figure, or the 95 big figure, ran through convincingly, for me to have an idea as to which of the liquidity pools above or below the marketplace, the market's reaching for. So for me, the key levels now, obviously the rate announcement, and this is why I'm doing the dollar mainly, the rate announcement is coming out this evening. I believe it's 7 o'clock or 7:30 GMT time. So look, a bit earlier, around about 2:30 New York time. But I want to see what happens at the close of today. I'm not really interested now. There's nothing for me to do. It's literally, it's just a patient waiting game. And what we want to see, like I said, when the rate's announced, when the rate is announced, or the rate announcement is announced, I'd like to see either a strong push higher and a hold above the 96 level, or a strong push lower and a hold below the 95 level. For me, it's not, well, I'm bullish, therefore I want 96 to be the place it goes, or I'm bearish, so I want 95 to be the place it goes. I don't have I'm indifferent, basically. It really doesn't matter to me. All that matters is that we get something, some sort of displacement, some sort of, a nice injection of volatility, and the dollar starts to run for one of these two, places. So as long as it stays in this range, it's not doing anything. And I know that sounds like a weird thing to say in terms of if it stays in the range, obviously it's consolidating. But what I mean is, if it stays in this range and it just keeps bouncing between 95.75 and 95.35, we're not doing anything. Even if it comes out of these ranges again, it doesn't really mean anything. We need it to convincingly go through, these two thicker levels, that I've denoted on the chart here. So 96 and 95, they're the key levels for me now. And until it does that, not really a great deal that you can do on any sort of major pair. There are, and you can see this is the dollar, the euro, same thing. There are, lower time frame order flows that you can kind of pick up on. But a really nice run up into this level here. The daily level, we respected that once, twice, three times, and now we're kind of easing off a little bit. Maybe, and I'm certainly not suggesting you do this, but just for argument's sake, there's enough of a range to take a short, for example. I absolutely wouldn't, not my type of setup, but there are lower time frame order flows you can take a trade from, but they're more scalps than anything else. So not really much to do. It all hinges on the dollar for me. I'm not going to bother going through cable because the same applies. It all hinges on the dollar for me, and these are the two levels: 95 or 96. I need to see the dollar go through one of those two levels and do it convincingly. All right. There's a bunch of scenarios that can happen. Either way, one of those scenarios, whichever one happens, tells a story. If it rips up, takes out the liquidity above here, above 96, and then continues and takes the liquidity out, above here, and then completely reverses and starts to drive lower, that's telling us a lot, and the same applies for the inverse of that, the reverse of what I've just said. If it rips to the downside, towards the 96 level, goes through it convincingly, but doesn't take out the liquidity down here and then reverses, maybe respects, the fact that there's another level down here at 94.50, say, but it doesn't actually get down there, and it creates a higher high, a higher low, and then rips back up to the upside, leaves a huge tail behind. That tells us something. If it comes down and it takes out this liquidity, and then holds around this area, that tells us something, and so on and so on and so on. So lots of scenarios to think about, but until the time comes when the rate's announced, there's not really much to do. So I'm going to wait for that, and depending on what happens, on the release, I'll take a look. And if there's anything of interest, because it could be muted as well, could do nothing. But depending on what happens, obviously, if it's something of interest, then I'll do a short video tonight after market close and reopen. So it'll be after 10 o'clock GMT time, 11 o'clock GMT time, around there. And I'll do a short video and just go over what I see. All right, guys. As always, if you have any questions, info@lsptrading.co.uk. And I'll catch you guys soon. Take care.